Hello, thanks for joining. My wife looked out the window and says, you have to periscope this beautiful sky. So, I had no choice but to scope this beautiful Montana sky. And we may get some northern lights later, so I may give that a try if I wake up early enough to check that out. We'll see. One thing at a time, but this is a magnificent Montana sky here this evening. Central Montana. I'm going to move down here a little bit so I don't get as much of the roof of the house here. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I think that shows the colors up pretty well, hopefully. I should have worn a jacket. But, nice sky there. And more blue this direction. But as we go this way, Bobby, what do you think of this sky? Whew. Hello, Cheryl. I had to get this sky. Yeah, my wife looked out the window and says, you got to get this on Periscope. So thanks for joining, Cheryl. This is a pretty unusual sky tonight. Chuck, thanks for joining. Yeah, we were sitting in the living room and my wife looked out this window and said, we got to get that sky. So I hope I'm not shaking too much. I should have worn a jacket. Chuck, Washington, D.C. He goes by Wareflow, Wareflo on Twitter. I highly recommend following him, Cheryl. So if you haven't met Chuck, he does some great scopes and does some really interesting things like combining riding his bike with a scope and a lot of the sites and history around D.C. So he's a guy you want to definitely follow. And plus he's nice too. So that helps. That's right. Hey, you want to get me a jacket? I'm freezing. But Chuck, there's one he did, I think 2 weekends ago, I believe it was, of the reflection off the Washington Memorial, Lincoln Memorial area. But, I had to get this tonight, so this is, and it's changing as we speak. Oh, good. I got a jacket. I'm gonna have.
Need your sponge?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I need my foam. Yeah, if you want to grab the foam. I bet the wind's. But I'm just going to keep it on the. That jacket feels good. Well, thanks for joining, Mark, and love and peace. Thank you for joining. Chuck and Cheryl and everyone else. It sounds like there may be some northern lights later tonight, so I may try to stand still. Okay, I'll try to. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on my railing right here. There. I'm going to rest it. Thank you for the advice, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I was just shaking a little bit from the cold. So I'm going to just sit it right on the railing here and see if, hopefully that's a little better. Yeah, it's one of the prettier skies I've seen in a while. Okay. Is the video okay? Oh, thank you for sharing on Twitter, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Be green. Okay, thank you, Chuck. I like the green hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sympathy. Appreciate that. Thank you for joining, and thank you all for all the hearts. I'm just going to try to keep it as still as I can. There I can get a little bit of the Missouri River there on the left corner, left lower corner there. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys joining up. But it's starting to fade a little bit, but it's still pretty intense, yeah. And Chuck, just to introduce you to Cheryl, she's from around the St. Louis area, and she does some really great scopes as well. yeah, you guys ought to connect because you guys both are doing some really neat stuff. So yeah, it's probably in the 40s and the wind's blowing right through you here. So if I'm shaking a little bit, I apologize. Okay, good. Thank you for joining, Agent. I appreciate that. And if I get up early enough in the morning and the northern lights are going, I'll try to get a little one early in the night. So, yeah, hey Chuck, good to see you, and I hope you can make that blab on Wednesday evening when we talk about some medical stuff. That'd be great. I know it's short notice. Well, thank you. I'll just keep it going for a little bit more till it fades out here, but it's really, I'm going to try to get the mountains over here a little bit with the river. But thank you, Mark, for joining. So there we go. That's a really nice variation of gray, orange, pinks against the purple mountains there. And those are the mountains, we call those the Big Belt Mountains, and in that direction is the capital of Montana, Helena, about 80 miles that direction. And we drove down there this weekend, and I picked up a tablet there, and I'm having a lot of fun watching things on the tablet, but I think the camera is actually a little better on the phone here. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah, if you can attend, that'd be fantastic. If you can't, I understand with it being short notice and all, but I'd love to have your input and your expertise there. Sorry I missed that. Something about Big Sky Country. Thank you, Cheryl. I'll go back and watch this and see what you said. I apologize. But I'm going to try to go back this direction again here a little bit, but I'm just not sure which is the most intense portion of the sky right here. But hey, thank you, Country Music Man, for joining. Appreciate that. And we're in central Montana. We're east of the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains would be towards the brightest spot there, just west of us. And we're east of the divide, more on the steppe area. So we get quite a lot of wind, and we're at a lower elevation than the Rockies there, of course. We're about 3,300 feet here. We got the Missouri River off to the left, which is flowing northward. It travels up from Three Forks area and then continues on northward. We've got a series of 5 falls in this area, 3 dams, and then about 70 miles north of here it turns eastward into the rest of Montana on through to the Mississippi River. But still pretty intense, beautiful, although it is starting to fade a bit, and I appreciate you all joining up here. There's focusing a little bit, so, but yeah, I think it's starting to fade a little bit, but still quite magnificent. Yeah, thank you. I thank you guys for all the comments and all the hearts. This is a lot of fun. Yeah, sometimes these things just happen. It's just kind of strange how the sky can change so quickly around here. I don't think I've ever lived in an area where the sky can change so quickly like this. And what's really interesting to see are the storms that can blow up in just a matter of minutes, where you can watch them just literally come down this valley here that you see where the river is, just blow right up. So it's a little, I'm not sure why it's blurry here. I'm going to try to get it in focus again. My phone is acting up. There, that's better. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah. But if you hear some gunshots off in the distance, somebody's doing a little shooting off in the distance. Yeah, we've been here. Well, I've been here 22 years. My wife, born and raised here. But yeah, this is definitely one of the most beautiful areas I've lived in. Indiana, West Virginia, Wisconsin, but this is by far, what's really unique about this area is that you can drive 50 miles in any direction and be in a totally different terrain, anywhere from plains to mountainous areas, where it's just, you almost have these little micro ecosystems that can develop in this type of a country. But we're lucky to be here. You know, we're about 3.5 hours north of Yellowstone and south of Glacier National Park. We've got the largest wilderness area in the lower 48, the Bob Marshall Wilderness, just west of us where the sunlight's showing right now. And the storms are very interesting here. They can blow up in no time. Especially, I can't wait to scope some of the winter storms we get. So, some pretty interesting storms indeed. But we've got the Bob Marshall Wilderness just west of here where the sunlight is, just off the roof of the house there that you see to the right. And it's full of all kinds of wildlife, wonderful trails. But really underutilized area, so we're really close to a lot of nice areas. So I do, I think, yeah, it's still pretty red yet. I think it's probably worth continuing to scope here. I hope I haven't bored too many people here, but this is definitely fun to watch it change. Yeah, thank you, Cheryl, and I appreciate you joining, and I appreciate all your help on Twitter and on Periscope. You've been a wonderful, just been wonderful to learn from. So thank you for all your help. Thanks, Bronx, for joining. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, great. Yeah, if you want to do that, that would be fine. I'm having a heck of a time figuring out how to do screenshots on this droid. So thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the hearts. I do appreciate that. And I'm going to try to get this in focus. There we go. I'm not sure why it goes out of focus. I think the wind's blowing the camera there. There we go. It's just kind of in and out of focus. Kind of interesting. But, excuse me. There we go. Well, I think I may go in and get a hot cup of hot chocolate or something and warm up. But, oh, well, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I've been here 22 years, like I said, but yeah, that's one of the more intense ones I've seen out here. So that was unexpected, and that's how things go. See you at HCL. Yes, I'd like to, at least, I've got another basketball game, Chuck, so I can't miss any of Isabel's basketball games. You know, with kids, you only get to go around once, and she's doing really well in basketball. The game starts at 6:30, 6:30ish, but I'd like to try to catch some of that HCL DR tweet chat. I'll try to as much as I can. I won't be able to Periscope it. I'd love to, but I just got to be there for my daughter. So, but if you can scope it, I'll definitely watch you on the phone while I watch the games. Okay, I will. And thank you guys. I sure appreciate you guys joining. I feel bad. As soon as I get ready to go in, somebody else joins up. So Pac-Man, thank you for joining. I do appreciate that. And I'm probably going to end it here pretty soon, Pac-Man. I apologize. Yeah, and watch the replay if you can, Pac-Man, because you can literally watch the sunlight and the clouds change in color. So thank you guys for watching. I think I'm going to head on in and appreciate it. Have a good evening.